So, good morning, all of you.
Good morning, sir.
Good
Good
morning,
morning,
sir.
sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning,
Good
sir.
morning, sir.
Yesterday, so we have yes, yes. So yesterday we have received nearly 95 participants. Now we are having just 45. So what about others? We don't know. So okay, we will move to the next chapter or unit. So yesterday we have seen about the introduction about the management, the approaches, evolution of management thought, then management by objective, management by exception, social responsibility. So we have seen maximum number of topics yesterday. So you have to keep that in your mind that these are the important topics with respect to the introduction of management concepts. So you must know what is management, then functions of management, then contributions given by Henry Fayol, contributions given by F.W. Taylor, then management by objective, management by exception, then the social responsibility of business. So these all the important thing with respect to the first unit. Now we move on to the second unit. So even though I've included chapter 8, so it's not the chapter 8. This is with respect to the book that we have studied. So they have given, for example, in foreign author book, they have given book with the series. So they have given the PPT in the series itself. So they have given chapter 8, but it is not a chapter 8. For ourselves, this is chapter 2. So planning, processes, and techniques. So these are the techniques, these are the things with respect to the planning. Why and how do managers plan? What types of plan do managers use? What are the useful planning tools and techniques? How does management by objective operate? So these are the things with respect to the planning. So planning, you just see this slide, the process of setting objective and determining how to best accomplish them. So that will be called as a planning. So simply I can call it as planning is deciding in advance what you are going to do in near future. So planning is deciding in advance. You are going to decide in advance what you are going to do in near future. So that will be called as a planning. So here they have given the process of setting objective. So I already told you each and every organization they are having their own vision, mission, policies, procedure, objectives, right? So the process of setting objective it itself is a planning, and we have to determine how to accomplish that objective. So that will be called as a planning. That will be called as a planning. So the thing is the process of setting objective, and you have to determine how to accomplish that objective. So this thing will be called as a planning. For example, I am taking classes for you. Yesterday itself, day before yesterday itself, I prepare the plan that yesterday, that is Saturday, I had to complete first unit. On Sunday, I have to complete second unit and third unit off. So that's my objective. So this is my objective, and I have to prepare how to accomplish the objective. So this thing will be called as the planning. So this is the thing. So likewise in organization, they will frame certain objective, they will frame certain vision, they will frame a certain mission, the policies, procedure, and They must know how to accomplish that particular vision, mission, policies, procedures, or objective. So, whatever may be the thing, we must know how to accomplish the objective. So, setting the objective is not at all a matter at all. Setting the objective is not at all a matter at all. So, we have to accomplish the objective. So, for example, while we did our schooling, while we did our schooling, we prepare certain objective. So we have to study this lesson on this date. Likewise, we prepare certain schedule. So that schedule itself is an objective. So and you must know how to accomplish that particular schedule, how to complete that particular schedule. So if you are preparing that, it will be called as a planning, right? So and you must know the objective, identify specific results or desired outcome that one intends to achieve. So you have to identify. So this is my specific results. This is my desired outcome that I want to achieve. So if you're having that thing in your mind, it will be called as objective. So I have to identify the specific results. I have to identify the desired income outcome, right? So if I identify and if I having the intention to achieve, that will be called as an objective. And the plan, what do you mean by plan? A statement of action steps to be taken in order to accomplish the objective. Right? So you have set the objective well and good. You have set the objectives well and good. Now you have to prepare a statement of action. So how the objective should be accomplished. So this thing will be called as a planning, right? Then steps in the planning process. So first one, defining your objective, determining where you stand, vice versa objective, develop premises regarding the future condition, analyze and choose among action alternative, implement the plan and evaluate the results. So these are the steps in the planning process. First of all, I already told you that you have to define your objective. So what is your objective? Huh? What you're going to do? So that will be called as your objective. So you have to define your objective and you have to determine where you stand vice versa objective. So where you are with respect to objective, where you are, you have to determine where you stand with respect to objective. Then develop premises regarding the future conditions. So what may be the future conditions? So if the future conditions is like that, you have to develop the premises how to accomplish the objective, right? So future conditions is you know very well that is not a permanent one. It may or may not happen. So considering the future conditions, you have to develop the premises. So this may happen in future. This may happen in future, and we have to develop the premises in order to achieve the objective, right? So that is with respect to develop premises regarding the future condition and analyze and choose among action alternative. You are having n number of alternative. You are having n number of alternative, right? You are having n number of alternative. So you have to analyze and you have to choose the alternative. And the last one, implement the plan and evaluate the results. So you have prepare the plan and you have to implement that plan, right? After implementing the plan, you have to evaluate whether you achieve the results or not. So that is very important. For example, define an objective. For example, I am in Tiruchirappalli, Tamil Nadu. Right? I am in Tiruchirappalli, Tamil Nadu. Right? So I have to define my objective that I want to reach Chennai. So this is my objective. Right? Now I have to determine where you stand vice versa objective. So now I am where I am stand, where I stand. So I have to determine, right? Then develop premises regarding the future conditions. So what may happen in the future, we don't know. So based on that, we have to develop the premises. For example, tomorrow may be the lockdown. Tomorrow may be the bus strike. So based on that, I have to develop the premises that whether I can go through car or some modes of transport. So I have to develop the premises, right? So for that, you're having set of alternatives. You're having n number of alternative to reach Chennai, right? So I have to analyze each and every alternative. I have to choose the best alternative, right? So after choosing the best alternative, I have to implement the plan, right? After implementing the plan, I have to evaluate the results. So whether I achieve the results or not, whether I reach the Chennai or not, whether I reach Chennai without any problem, I have to evaluate the results. So this thing with respect to the steps in the planning process. And in organization they follow this kind of practice. First of all, they will define objective, and they will determine where they are, where they stand. They develop premises regarding the future condition, because
Sir, your voice not audible.
Not audible, sir.
Not audible.
Excuse me, sir.
yes,
Not
yes, yes,
here.
yes. Whether you are hearing my voice.
Yes, yes, no.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay. So I received one call, so I just cut the call, and again I joined back. Okay. Okay, the roles of planning and control in the management process. So here the planning to set the direction, decide where you want to go, decide how to best to go about it. So this thing will be called as a planning, and there is a leading. So to inspire the effort, the controlling to ensure results. So controlling, sir, sir, good morning, sir.
Sir, good morning, good morning. இல்ல அந்த மத்த கிளாஸ் போயிட்டு ஒரு லேட் ஆயிடுச்சு.
Yeah,
சும்மா
say so, no problem.
கட்டசி விசிட். ரைட் சார்.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
ரைட் சார். தேங்க் யூ. நீங்க ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணுங்க. நீங்க
Okay,
நடத்துங்க.
sir. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thanks. Thanks. So the planning. So planning means to set the direction. So decide where you want to go, and decide how to best go about it. So this thing will be called as a planning. So we have to decide where you want to go, and we have to decide how best we are going. So if you are having the things in your mind, so that will be called as a planning. And the second one is a leading to inspire effort. So you have to lead your employees. So you have to lead your employees by means of giving motivation, by means of giving inspiration. So with the help of that, you can lead your employee. Then organizing. So organizing means everything should be organized. So if you want to organize the things, everything should be structured. So if it is a structure, your organizing will be very good. And the controlling means performance is there. You have to measure the performance. If the performance is as per your standard, well and good. If your performance is not as per your standard, you have to take a corrective action. So that will be called as a controlling, right? So benefits of planning. So if you are doing a planning, it improves focus and flexibility. You can improve the focus, right? So if you're having a Paka plan, you can improve the focus. So I want to achieve this. So I have to reach this. So it will improve the focus as well as it will improve the flexibility. Suppose if you're having a Paka plan and if there is any uncertain conditions, you can make another plan. So that is flexibility and improves action oriented. So what for we people are preparing the plan, it is for action orientation. So without action orientation, we won't prepare any plan at all. So it is purely the action orientation. So if you are preparing the plan, everything purely based on the action orientation. Without action, we won't prepare any plan at all. And improves coordination. So you can improve the coordination because already you have prepared the plan and you can coordinate the people in a well structured manner. Then improves time management. So time management, you know very well that if you are prepared in the plan, automatically you can easily manage the time. So that's very important. So nowadays we people not even the managing the time. For example, you're having classes by 10 o'clock and most of the students they joined by 10 5 10 10 10 15. It's not that much correct. If you're having classes by 10 o'clock, you must be in the class by 10 o'clock. So that is punctuality. We have to manage the time. So if you want to manage the time, you have to prepare well in advance how to go into the classes. So that's very important. So I have opened my laptop as well as I have opened my mobile phone by 9:45 because maybe the due to network issue I may not be in a position to join. So that's why I opened my laptop as well as my mobile phone by 9:45. So I have to prepare a plan for that because without any disturbance I have to take a classes for you. So that's why I prepare well in advance and I open my laptop as well as my mobile phone well in advance by 9:45 itself, right? So if you are preparing the things, if you are preparing the things in your mind, automatically you can easily manage the time. So that's very important. Huh? For example, most of the people in those classes, they are going for a job. I think so, right? Most of the people they are going for a job and they are doing some businesses, right? So you have to, you know very well that the time is very precious and you have to manage the time. So if you are having a perfect plan, you can easily manage the time and improves control. So if you're having a perfect plan, you can easily control yourself. So that's very important. Controlling oneself is very much essential and very much important. If you are control yourself, you can easily control others. So most of the people in our daily walks of life, we can't control ourselves. So we can't control ourselves. So we can't control our anger. We can't control our emotions, right? So if you are control yourself, automatically you can control others. So this is the biggest task. So this all with respect to the benefits of planning. So the first one improves focus and flexibility. So if you are preparing the Pakka plan, you can improve focus. So this is the thing that I want to achieve. So that is focus. I can improve the focus and the flexibility will be there because you prepare the plan. Suppose if the performance is not as per the plan, you can change the plan, no problem, and improves action orientation. So everything purely based on action orientation. So without action orientation, we won't prepare any plan at all. And improves coordination. So if you are preparing the Pakka plan, you can coordinate the activities of your employees working in your organization. Right? If you're not having a perfect plan, you can't coordinate the activities of a employee in your organization. And improves time management. If you're having a perfect plan, you can easily manage the time and you can easily improve the control aspect also, right? A sample means ends chain for total quality management. It is a plan. huh? It is a plan. So first of all, the corporate quality objective, then manufacturing division quality objective, then plant quality objective, shift supervisor quality objective, right? So corporate quality objective based on the corporate quality objective. So why I have taken this Picture means if you want to prepare a plan, you have to set the objective. So that's why I have taken this picture. The objective, corporate quality objective. So the corporate, that is company's quality objective.
பிசாச அவன் பேசுவான்.
சார் நீங்க பேசுங்க சார், உங்களுக்குள்ளே பேசுங்க சார். கிளாஸ் எடுக்கிறப்ப டிஸ்டர்ப் பண்ணாதீங்க. உங்களுக்குள்ளேயே நீங்க பேசிக்கோங்க. மைக்கை மியூட் பண்ணிட்டு நீங்க என்ன வேணா பேசிக்கோங்க. என்னுடைய கிளாஸ் வந்து டிஸ்டர்ப் பண்ணாதீங்க. இஷ்டம் தான் கவனிங்க, இல்லை அப்படின்னாக்க நீங்க ஆன் பண்ணிட்டு கூட பேசாம உட்காந்துக்கோங்க. ஏன்னா என்னுடைய கிளாஸ் கவனிக்க ஒரு அட்லீஸ்ட் ஒரு 5 பேர்னாச்சும் இருப்பாங்கல்ல, அவங்களாச்சும் கவனிக்கட்டுமே. மைக்கை வந்து மியூட் பண்ணிக்கோங்க, மியூட் பண்ணிட்டு நீங்க என்ன வேணா பண்ணிக்கோங்க. அதை பத்தி நான் கேர் பண்ண மாட்டேன், சரிங்களா? என்னுடைய கிளாஸ் டிஸ்டர்ப் பண்ணாதீங்க. 5 பேர் என்னுடைய பேச்சை கேட்க இருப்பாங்க, அவங்க கேட்டாலே போதும். Right? Okay, the corporate quality objective, based on the corporate quality objective, manufacturing division quality objective, based on the manufacturing division objective, plant quality objective, based on the plant quality objective, shift supervisor quality objective. So this is a sample means ends chain for total quality management. So this is mean and this is end. This is the corporate quality objective is a mean and the shift supervisor quality objective is a end. So this is the sample means ends chain for total quality management. So what type of plan do manager use? Short range and long range plan. Short range plan means 1 year or less. Intermediate range plan is 1 to 2 years, and a long range plan is 3 to more years. So this is short range to long range plan. Short range plan 1 year or less. So if you are preparing the plan for 1 year or less, it will be called as short range plan. Intermediate range plan 1 to 2 years, and long range plan 3 to more years. So this all the short range and long range plan, and people vary in their capability to deal effectively with the different time horizons. So in a different time horizons, the people vary in their capability. So based on the capability, they will deal with the different time horizons. So high management level focus on long time horizons. So high level management focus on long time horizons. While in case of a low level management, they will concentrate on short time horizons. So this is with respect to the types of plan the manager use. Then again, strategic and operational plan. Strategic plan, so I already told you that strategic plan prepared by the top level management. They set broad, comprehensive, long-term action directions for the entire organization. So this is the strategic plan, because normally the strategy will be formulated by the top level management. So that's why the thing will be broad, it will be very comprehensive in nature, it will be longer term actions directions for the entire organization. So the strategy plan normally prepared by the top level management. And the operational plan means what needs to be done in specific areas to implement the strategic plan. So based on the strategic plan, the operation plan will be formulated, right? So here, in order to achieve the strategy plan, what all the things that need to be accomplished? For example, if you want to achieve the strategic plan, the production plan must be there, financial plan must be there, facility plan must be there, and marketing plan, human resource plan. With the help of all these plans, you can achieve the strategy plan. So based on the strategy plan, you can prepare the operation plan. So operation plan, you know very well that there are n number of operations in the organization: production, finance, HR, marketing, customer and public relations. You are having n number of operations, right? So each and every operations they will prepare certain plan. So that plan will be called as operation plan. So based on the strategy plan, they will prepare the operational plan. Then policies and procedure. Here the standing plan, policies, rules of procedure. Standing plans means policies and procedure that are designed for repeated use. So it is a standing plan. You won't change the plan. So the standing plan, it is otherwise called as a permanent plan, and the policies procedure that are designed for repeated use. You won't change the policies, you won't change the procedure. It's a standing plan, it's a permanent plan. You won't change the things. Then policy. What do you mean by policy? So I have given policies. So what do you mean by policy? You must know that broad guidelines for making a decisions and taking action in the specific circumstances. Well, in case of specific circumstances, so they will give certain guidelines how the decision should be taken with respect to the particular specific circumstances. So that will be called as a policy. So we are telling that I'm having certain policy, I'm having certain policy. It's not like that. With respect to the specific circumstances, what are the guidelines that you are going to follow to make a decision? So that will be called as a policy. And rules or procedure, plans that describe exactly what actions ought to be taken in a specific situations, right? So rules and procedure in a specific situations, what actions ought to be taken, right? For that you are preparing the plan. So that will be called as rules or procedure. For example, the rules should not be broken. It can be bended, no problem. The rules should not be broken, but it can be bended. So that is rules or procedure. So again I am saying policies and procedure. So in that you are having the standing plan. Standing plan is a permanent plan. So a permanent plan means the policies and procedure that are designed for repeated use. You won't change that policy, you won't change the procedure for different circumstances. So, for the specific circumstances, it will be for the repeated use. If the particular circumstances occurs, you can use that policy, you can use that procedure. If some other circumstances occurs, you can use a different policies, you can use a different procedure, right? It is for repeated use, it's a standing plan, it's a permanent plan. So now what is a policy? Policy means in the specific circumstances, they have given certain guidelines how to make a decisions, how to take actions, that will be called as a policy. So only for the specific circumstances, not for all the circumstances. Only for the specific circumstances, they will give certain guidelines, right? So based on the guidelines, you are going to make a decision. Based on the guidelines, you are going to take a action. So that is policy. Then rules or procedure. Rules or procedure means in a specific situation, in a specific situation, so they will give you a plan. So that describe exactly what actions ought to be taken. So they will give exactly what actions ought to be taken in a particular situation. So this thing will be called as rules or procedure. Then budget and project schedule. So here you are having single use plan, budget, projects. So a single use plan only used once to meet the needs and objectives of well-defined situation in a timely manner. Only that particular situation, the plan will be used. So in some other situation, the plan will not be used. Then budget. So you know very well that budget. So it is also the single-use plan. So with the help of that single-use plan, you are going to commit your resources to activities, your projects or programs. So fixed budget, flexible budget, zero-based budget. So you know very well that each and every year, our Tamil Nadu government as well as the central government, they are preparing the budget. So it's a single-use plan. That's all. So yesterday's budget, that is last year budget, will not be used for this year budget. So yeah, last year budget will not be used, will not have any use to for this year budget. So it's a single use plan. So at that time they had certain resources. Based on that resources, they will plan for activities. So that is budget. So normally both the Indian government as well as the Tamil Nadu government, they prepare only the deficit budget. They won't prepare the surplus budget. So because future is uncertain, so based on the uncertainty, they prepare the budget. Then project, project, one-time activities that have clear beginning and end points, project management and project schedule. So one-time activities that have a clear beginning and end points. For example, I want to do the project. I want to do the project, not for that, not the academic project, not the academic project. I want to do the business, right? And it's a one-time activity in my lifetime, and it must have the clear beginning as well as the end points. If I'm having a clear beginning and end points, it will be called as a budget. So for example, after in the second year you are going to do the project, you are going to do the project, I think so, right? And the project should have clear beginning and you should have clear end points. If you are if you have clear beginning and end points, automatically your project will be very good. So my students, normally my students, they have started the budget with a clear beginning, and they end up their project is not as per the standard. So that should not be happen. That should not be happen. So it should have a clear beginning as well as a clear endpoints. So then only it will be called as a budget, and you have to manage a budget, and you must have a project schedule on what time you have to complete which project. So you must have a project schedule. So all the things with respect to planning alone, right? Then forecasting. What are the useful planning tools and techniques? First one, forecasting. So forecasting means making assumptions about what will happen in future. So you're making assumptions. So assumptions, you are making assumptions what will happen in future. So because I already told you that future is uncertain, anything may happen at any time. So whatever may happen at any time. So we have to make our assumptions this may happen in future. So based on that, if you are working, it will be well and good. Here you're having qualitative forecasting uses the expert opinions. Quantitative forecasting uses mathematical and statistical analysis. So expert opinions means we will ask, for example, the weather forecasting. So based on the mathematical and statistical analysis, the expert will give you the opinion, right? So in Tamil Nadu government, we had S.V. Ramanan for weather forecast. So always he gave the expert opinion about the weather forecast. So it will be called as a qualitative forecast. Quantitative forecast means uses of mathematical and statistical analysis. Based on that, they will forecast. It will be called as a qualitative forecasting. And all forecasts rely on human judgment. So every forecast, whatever with the forecast, every forecast will rely on only the human judgment. So we judge about the forecast. So we judge. So today the rain will occur, or today the rain will not in the weather forecast. Likewise, we are going to rely on the forecast. So human judgment is rely on the forecast, and planning involves deciding how to deal with the implications of the forecast. So planning means involves deciding how to deal with the implication of forecast. So what we have to do, So we are forecasting the things and what we have to do with respect to the particular situation. So this thing will be called as a forecast. And contingency planning. Contingency planning means identifying alternative course of action that can be implemented to meet the needs of changing circumstances. Contingency plan anticipates changing condition. Contingency plan contain trigger points. So you know very well that the share market is totally the contingency, totally the contingency. uh, Anytime anytime anything may happen at any time. Suddenly the price of a particular share comes down, suddenly the price of a particular share goes up. So you know very well that the bank nifty, right? So in a fraction of a second, you can see the variation in the prices. So you just Google it, you just install an app with the share market, right? And you just bank nifty 38,100 or something else, you can see suddenly you can change variation in the prices. So it is purely the contingency one. It is purely the contingency one. So at that time, you have to identify the alternative course of action. Even though the bank, not only the bank nifty, even the company's share market. So suddenly it goes up and suddenly it comes down. So at that time is a contingency one. On that time you have to prepare a plan. So that plan you have to identify the course of action to meet the needs of a changing circumstances, because the circumstances are changing. So based on that, you have to determine the alternative course of action. So contingency plan anticipate the changing conditions, or you have to anticipate. You have to prepare the plan, contingency plan, and you have to anticipate the changing conditions. So in the share market, always changing, no fixer, right? Today the company's market share goes up. In the evening, the company market share suddenly it comes down. So it's a contingency plan, and you have to anticipate the changing conditions. And contingency plan contain trigger points. There must be some trigger points, right? And scenario planning. Scenario planning means a long-term version of a contingency plan, identifying alternative future scenarios. So future scenarios, you have to identify the alternative future scenarios. Based on the future scenarios, the plan will be made. And if you are preparing the plan based on the future scenario, it can increase the organization flexibility, and you can have a preparation of future shocks. For example, the insurance the insurance, you know very well that is a scenario planning. If you are get into the insurance scheme, is a scenario plan. You are preparing for long-term version of the contingency plan may or may not happen, right? You may alive or you may die, right? It is purely the our life is a contingency one, and you are going for long-term version of contingency plan, and you are identifying the alternative future scenarios. So for example, uh, in the next minute we may not know what will happen for us. So we have to identify. So suppose if anything happens to us, our family should not get affected. So for that we can go for the insurance. So it is purely likewise the organization. If you want to increase the organizational flexibility, and if you want to prepare by yourself in future shock, so you can go for the scenario planning. Then benchmarking. Uh, so just a minute. Just a minute. The network connection lost. Yes. Just a minute. So whether you are seeing my slide?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So the benchmarking. So the next slide is benchmarking. So benchmarking is a external comparison. For example, in schooling, while you did your schooling, um, there was a student secured first rank. So we have to we study to accomplish to reach that first rank. That is we will set the first rank student as my target, as my benchmark, and I will study to reach that particular first rank student. So that will be called as a benchmark. A benchmark means, again I am saying, you just see the second point, adopting best practices of other organizations that achieve superior performance. So that is benchmarking. We will set the particular organization performance as my standard. So I have to reach that standard. So that will be called as benchmark, right? So benchmark. For example, um, if I run fast, if I run fast, and somebody will set me as a benchmark, and he has to overcome me. So that will be called as a benchmark. So for him, I will be called as a benchmark. So use of external comparison to better evaluate a current performance and identify possible actions for the future. The second one is the correct one. Adopting best practices of other organizations. So we have to adopt. So the other organization is having the best practices. So we have to adopt the best practices of other organizations. So in order to achieve the superior performance. So that will be called as a benchmarking, right? And use of staff planners. Staff planners means coordinating the planning function for the total organization or one of its major components. Possible communication between staff planners and line management. So we have to use, you know very well that the line authority, staff authority, like that. So use of staff planners. So staff planners means so this people will coordinate the planning function for the total organization. They will do, that is, they will coordinate all the people. So with the help of that, we can easily achieve the objective. And possible communication gap between the staff planners and line management. So you know very well that there are line authority, staff authority, line and staff authority. So in order to remove the communication gap, the staff planners are there. The staff planners will minimize the communication gap between the line management. So that is use of staff planners. And participation and involvement. So participatory planning requires that planning process include people who will be affected by plan and or will help to implement the plan. So for example, I want to implement the plan, right? I want to implement the plan. So from that plan, someone will get affected, right? I have to incorporate that people while preparing the planning. So it will be called as a participatory planning. For example, in organization, they are having the unions. You know very well that they are having the unions, right? So the union people will be called for some meeting. So why the union people are called for some meeting means because they are going to affect they are going to be affected with the help with the plan. So we are in order to avoid the problem, the management will call the union people and they will ask for certain certain suggestions. So the union people will give certain suggestions. So based on that, the management will prepare a plan. So that will be called as a participatory planning. So in HR concept, we are having workers participation in management. Workers participation in management means if the management wants to take any decision, the management will call the workers and the workers will be asked to participate in decision making activities of the management. So that will be called as workers participation in management. So likewise participation and involvement. You are allowing your worker to participate in decision making activities of the management. So that will be called as participation and involvement. Here benefits of participation and involvement. So with the help of the participation involvement, you are going to promote the creativity in planning. So if you are asking your employee to participate in planning activity, you can promote the creativity in planning and you can increase the available information and you can foster understanding. You can make a people to understand your plan. You can make a people to accept your plan and you can make a people to commit uh, to get a commitment from other side with respect to your plan. So this is the benefits of participation involvement. So but this because it has this may not happen at any time in any organization. Only the government organization they are having this kind of unions, right? They will ask the unions to participate in the decision making activity in order to avoid problems. So while in case of the private organization, they won't allow any people to be in the union. If you are in union, automatically you will be chucked out from the organization. So that should not be happen. So you have to, that is the organization should have the unions and the union member will be allowed to participate in the decision making activity if the suggestions is correct. The management will incorporate the suggestions in the plan. Suppose if the suggestion is not good, there is no need to implement the suggestions in the plan. So the thing is, you have to make a people, you have to make a employee to participate and involved in decision making activity and involved in planning process. So that is a participation and involvement, and how participation involvement helps build commitment to plan. So the first one, defining planning objective here. Then determine, I already told you the first slide. Determine planning objective, determine where things stand versus objective, develop premises regarding future conditions, identify actions alternative and make plan and implement the plan and evaluate the results. So everything is interrelated with each other. Everything is interrelated with each other. If anything not happen, automatically other process will get collapsed. So everything is interlinked with each other. So that is planning. Then how do management by objective? So management by objective, I already told you that both the employees as well as the management sit together and they frame the objective and they prepare the course of action to achieve the objective. So this thing will be called as management by objective. So management objective is a structured process of regular communication. Supervisor, team leader, and workers jointly set the performance objective. Here you come to across supervisor, team leader, and workers jointly set the performance objective. So both the people, both the top level people as well as the workers, they jointly sit together and they set the performance objective. So it will be called as management by objective, right? And again, supervisor and team leader and workers jointly review the results. Both the team leader as well as the worker jointly review the results. Suppose if the results are as per the standard, well and good. If the results is not as per the standard, they have to take a countermeasures. So that is management by objective. Then management by objective as an integrated plan and control framework. So here you are having a team leader, team member, right? Jointly plan, individual act, jointly control. So jointly plan, setting objective, setting standard, choosing standard. Individual set performing tasks, providing support. So jointly control, reviewing results, discussing implications, and deriving MBO cycle. So it is a joint plan, joint control. In between these two, you have an individual. So joint plan can be accomplished. So joint plan and joint control. So there must be linkage. So how the linkage will be created? So with the help of the individual act, performing task. Um, Sorry, again the network issue. Wait a minute.
Hello.
Yes, yes. Yes, tell me, sir. Yes, anything you want to start? I think there is a network issue. Just a minute, I will connect. Just 2 minutes. Yes. So here, team leader as well as the team leader as well as the team member, they jointly prepare the plan and they have to control jointly. So in between these two, the jointly plan and jointly control, we are having the individual act. So performing task, providing support. So individually, the member should act to accomplish the plan, and yeah, they have to control the things. So this thing will be called as the team. This thing will be called as the work of the team leader as well as the team member. So both the team leader as well as the team member, they jointly prepare the plan, right? So they prepare the plan, and individually the member should, that is the team member should perform the task, and the team leader should provide support. So if they are doing individually, they can jointly control by reviewing the results, discussing implications, and renewing MBO cycle, right? So if they are doing so, that is, if they are jointly control the things, it will have the benefit to the team leader as well as the team member. So again, I am saying it is purely the implications of the plan. So how the plan will be implemented, right? So you know very well that the team leader is there and the team members are there, so they jointly prepare the plan. For example, the setting objective, setting standard, choosing the actions. So they jointly prepare the plan. So after they prepare plan jointly, they have to individually act. So the members should perform the task and the leader should support the member. So the individual should act. So based on the individual activity, they will go for jointly control. So reviewing results, discussing implication, renewing MBO cycle. So if they are doing so, it will be benefit for both the team leader as well as the team member, right? So how does management by objective operate? So MBO involves a formal agreement specifying workers' performance objective for a specific time period. So workers' performance objective. So within that time period, the worker should perform in this way. So if the thing will be discussed both with the management as well as the employee. It will be called as a MBO, and plans through which a performance objective will be accomplished, standards for measuring the accomplishment of a performance objective, procedure for reviewing the performance results. So this all with respect to the formal agreement between the employees and the management. So both the employees as well as the management, they sit together and they set the objective, how the objective should be achieved, how the objective should be prepared, what plans that can be used to achieve the objective, what are the standards for measuring the objective, and what are the procedure for reviewing the performance result. So everything will be formulated by the employees as well as the manager. So that's very important. Then MBO process. Supervisor and worker jointly set the objective, establish standard, and choose actions. Workers act individually to perform tasks. Supervisor act individually to provide necessary support. Supervisor and worker jointly review results, discuss implications, and renew MBO cycle. So we have seen in the picture types of MBO performance objective. So improvement, personal development, maintenance, and the criteria for effective performance objective: specific, time defined, challenging, measurable. So is all the criteria for effective performance objective. And the pitfalls. Pitfall means the disadvantages. Tie MBO to pay. So always we rely on MBO. So that should not be correct. So sometimes the presence of mind may play a vital role. So we should not always tie with the MBO and focus too much attention on easily quantifiable object requiring excessive paperwork. So we have to use the excessive paperwork, then having manager tell workers their objective. So nowadays, manager alone they tell the workers their objective. Right? They are not sitting together and they are not setting the objectives in a collaborative basis. The manager tell the worker this is your objective and you have to do that. So you're having advantages, right? So this all with respect to the planning. Right? Then again the same issue. So this is setting goals and objectives. So how the goals and objective will be set. So here you are having a main important point: the importance of setting goals and objective, definition of goal, characteristics of goal, definition of objective, characteristics of objective, setting effective objectives and goals. So these are the main points that we are going to deal with that, right? So the overview. So this segment will examine what goals and objectives are and how they can help you more effectively manage your unit. So most of us we do not know what is goals and what is objective. So that is not correct. So particularly in organization, they must know their goals and they must know their objective, right? So here you can easily come to understand that what do you mean by goals and what do you mean by objectives, right? Here, goals and objective provide the framework that makes achievement possible. So, if you do not have any goals and objective, you cannot make any achievements. So, if you want to achieve certain thing, you must have certain goals in your mind and you must have certain objectives in your mind. So, then only you can achieve the things in a proper way. And importance of setting goals and objective. So, goals share vision. Setting goals and publishing them communicates your vision. Goals motivate members towards achievement. Goals and objective provide a roadmap to success. So goals share vision. Based on the vision only, the goals, procedure, policies, all the things will be framed. If you're having a goals, it will share the vision also. And setting goals and publishing them communicates your vision. So if you are setting the goals, and if you are publishing the goals, it will communicate your vision. And goal motivate members towards achievement. If you are telling your organizational goals, it will motivate the members towards the achievement. And goals and objective provide them roadmap to success. If you're having a perfect goals and objective, it will be a roadmap to success. Then you must know definition of goal. Definition of goal. Here, goal is a broad scope and the desired result. So the end result. So that will be called as a goal. So the end result to reach for a dream with a deadline. So you may have a dream and you may have a deadline for that. So if you're having these two, if you're having a dream and if you're having a deadline, it will be called as a goal and it's a end result that you have to reach for, right? So that is a goal. So that will be called as a goal. So a goal is a broad scope end, the desired results. So what you are going to achieve. So that will be called as a goal. The end result, you are dream with a deadline. For example, I want to be a richest number one richest person in this world within 40 years. So if you are having this thing in your mind, that will be called as a goal. And characteristics of goal. So the goal should be specific, measurable, achievable, compatible. So specific, it should be understandable, it should be measurable, know when it is done, it should be achievable, and it is should be compatible. Compatible means it should be adaptable to the situation, right? So if you are having this four, that is specific, measurable, achievement, and compatible, it will be called as a SMAC. So for goals, you must have a SMAC. It should be specific, it should be measurable, it should be achievable, and it should be compatible. If you have these four words, the automatically your goals will be very good. And objective. So goals, you know very well that is a end result. Objective means is an action step intended to reach a goal. So just have it in your mind. Those don't have any confusion. So goal means end result. Objective means is an action step to reach the goal. So goal is a broader term. Objective is a action step to reach the goal. So that is objective. So goal is a strategic one. Objectives are tactical one. Again, the characteristics: specific, measurable, achievable, compatible, right? So setting effective goals and objective. First of all, you have to formulate the goal, then you have to formulate the objective. So after formulating the objective, you have to go for periodic maintenance and follow up. So this is all with respect to the goals and objective. Again, I am saying uh, hereafter you should not have any confusion with respect to the goals and objective. Goals means end result, right? Goals means end result, desired result, dream with a deadline. Desired result, end result, dream with a deadline. So if you're having this, it will be called as a goal, and you have to incorporate a SMAC in your goal. SMAC means specific, measurable, achievable, compatible. You must have a SMAC in your goal. And objective means is an action step intended to reach the goal. So it's an action step. So if you want to reach a goal, you have to take a certain action step. So that action step will be called as an objective. Objectives are tactical. When it gets a goal, it is a strategic. Objectives are tactical. So again, in objective, they're having specific, measurable, achievable, compatible, right? So this is then how the goals and objective will be settled. First of all, they have to formulate the goal. So based on the goal, the objective will be settled. Then we have to go for the periodic maintenance and follow up. So because sometimes the goals and objective may get mismatched, it should not be happen. Goals as well as objective should match with each other. If it is getting mismatched, we have to go for the periodic maintenance, and you have to follow up. So if you are doing the follow up, well and good, goals and objectives should match with each other. If you're not doing any follow up, the goals and objective will not get matched. So that is the important thing with respect to the goals and objective. Then types of plan. So types of plan. So types of plan, here you're having a strategic plan, tactical plan, operational plan. So you just say this picture. So what is a strategic plan? What is a tactical plan? And what is an operational plan? So strategic plan means involves analyzing competitive opportunity and threat, as well as strength and weakness of organization, determining how to position the organization to compete effectively in the environment. So strategic plan means strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. So for any organization, for us also, you have to go for you have to have it in your mind, what is your strength, what is your weaknesses, what is the opportunities prevailing in the market, what are the threats available in the market. So you have to analyze. So based on that, we have to compete effectively in the environment. So for us also, we have to determine what is our strength, what is our weaknesses, what is opportunities prevail in the prevail in the market, what are the threats that you are going to face in the market. So if you are doing this SWOT analysis, and if you are effectively competing in the market, it will be called as a strategic plan. So normally this strategic plan will be prepared by the top level management. So normally the top level management, they will have in their mind the strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat of the particular organization, and they will know how to compete effectively in the environment. So if they are preparing the things, it will be called as a strategic plan. So tactical plan, so it is a blueprint for a strategic plan. So it is a short term, and it will be carried out by the middle level manager. And operational plan means is a very short term plan, very short term plan, and usually this will be prepared by the operational management. Operational management means the low level management, so they will prepare. Mhm. So that is an operation plan. So operation plan usually 1 year. So it covers the entire organization goals and objective, and puts into practice the ways and acts to achieve the strategic plan. So without operation plan, you cannot achieve the tactical plan as well as the strategic plan. So that's very important. So again, I am saying strategy plan. Normally, the strategy plan will be prepared by the top level management. So the top level management will have in their mind the strength, weakness, and strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. They will analyze the strength, or weakness, opportunity, and threat, and they will know how to compete effectively in the environment with the help of this SWOT. So that will be called as a strategy plan. So tactical plan, this plan will be prepared by the middle level manager. So normally it is a short term plan. right? And the operation plan is a very, very short-term plan. Normally, this thing will be prepared by the operational level manager. Operational level manager means the low level manager. So without operation plan, the tactical plan as well as the strategy plan cannot be accomplished, right? So this all with respect to the explanation for strategy plan, tactical plan, the operational plan. Then decision making. So decision making. So how the decision should be carried out? First one, the problem should be identified. Second one, develop a decision criteria. Third one, allocate based to criteria. Fourth one, develop alternative. Fifth one, analyze alternative. Sixth one, select alternative. Seventh one, implement alternative. And the eighth one, evaluate the results. So, if you want to make any decision, if you want to make any decision, there must be some problem. Uh, if you're having a problem, you have to make a decision, no other go. If you're having any problem, you have to make a decision. So, if you want to make a decision, there are certain steps that should be followed to make a decision. So, the first one, develop a decision criteria. So, we have to decide. So, these are the criteria. So, based on that criteria, the decision will be carried out. So, the second one, allocate weights to each criteria. So you have to allocate weights for each criteria. So after allocating the weight for each criteria, you have to develop the alternative, right? Develop the alternative means developing the choices. So you're having n number of choices. So you have to develop the alternative. So after that, you will go for analyzing the alternative. So after analyzing the alternative, you will select the best alternative. After selecting the best alternative, you have to implement that alternative. After implement the alternative, you have to go for evaluating the results. So this is a decision making process. So first one, identify the problem, the difference between what is and what ought to be. What is and what ought to be. So I may have certain expectation, but the reality may differ. So if there is any difference in reality, automatically it is a problem. So I have to identify the problem, right? Second one, decision criteria. So decision criteria, so you have to take into consideration of the factors. So the price, the interior comfort, durability. For example, if you want to buy a car, so you have to go for a decision criteria. You have to keep it in the mind the price, the interior comfort, the durability, repair record, performance, handling. So everything to be taken into consideration for as a criteria for making a decision. Then allocating weights, determining relative priority of each of the criteria. So you have to allocate the weights for each and every criteria and alternatives. So you're having a list of possible vehicle manufacturer. For example, the example is if I want to purchase a car or if I want to purchase a vehicle, so the difference between what is and what it ought to be. So I want to purchase a car, and what is actually, right? So if there is any difference, so that will be called as a problem. So if you want to purchase a car, I have to take into consideration of the following criteria. So I have to take into consideration of the price as a criteria. I have to take into consideration of interior comfort as a criteria. The durability is one of the criteria. Repair record is one of the criteria. Performance, handling is all the criteria for making a decision. Then allocating weights. So I have to allocate each and every I have to allocate weight for each and every criteria. So in this slide, I have to allocate a weight for price. I have to allocate weight for interior comfort. I have to allocate weight for durability, repair record, performance handling. So I have to allocate weight for each and every criteria. So based on the weight, I have to go for the alternatives. So generate the list of possible vehicle manufacturer. So I have to generate the list. So what are the possible vehicle manufacturer in this India? So analyzing the alternative. So I have to analyze each and every alternative. So after analyzing only, I can go for the value judgment. So I have to make a analysis about each and every alternative. For example, Maruti company, that is Suzuki. Then you are having a Honda. You are having some other vehicle, that is car manufacturer. So I have to wait. I have to analyze each and every alternative, and I have to prepare the value judgment, right? So this is the thing. So selecting the best. So my uncle bought a Volkswagen. So after analyzing all this factor, after analyzing all this criteria, he select. He thought that he selected the best car. So he purchased that car, and after purchased the car, he evaluated the particular car is very good or not. So this all the things with respect to the decision making process, right? So assumptions of rationality. Rationality means rational thinking. So single well-defined goal is to be achieved. Problem is clear and unambiguous. Unambiguous means it should be very clear. Ambiguous means not clear. Unambiguous means very clear. Final choice will maximize payoff. No time or cost constraint exists. Preference and constant and stable. Preferences are clear. All alternatives and consequences are known. So rational decision making. So you have to think. You have to, very well that manage a rational animal. So manage a rational animal means you're having a thinking capacity. So you have to think, and you have to you must use your creativity, and you have to make a decision, right? So this all with respect to the decision making. Here you're having decision making styles. So on the left hand side, tolerance for ambiguity. Ambiguity means not clear. So not clear, for that you are tolerated. Here they are way of thinking. If the tolerance for ambiguity as well as rational, it will be called as analytic. So if the tolerance for ambiguity is high and you are having intuitive, it will be called as a conceptual. So tolerance for ambiguity is low and the rational is also low. It will be called as a directive. Tolerance for ambiguity is low and you're having some intuition, it will be called as a behavioral. So that is the decision making styles. And what are the ways to improve the group decision making? So here you're having a brainstorming. So normally brainstorming means the problem will be given to you, and here they will ask you the solution. Here no quality of solution is needed. Only I need a quantity. No quality, only I need quantity. I need n number of solutions as possible, right? I don't bother about the quality. I need only the quantity. So I need n number of solutions for the particular problem, right? After analyzing the solutions, I will choose the best, no problem, right? For example, I will give one problem to you, and I will ask certain solution for that. So I won't neglect this solution is wrong and this solution is right. I won't tell anything, right? I will get as much a solution as possible, right? So after getting solution from your side, I will select the best. So that will be called as a brainstorming session, right? And nominal group technique means the group will be there, and the problem will be given, and they will give the quality solutions for that. And the electronic meeting, so electronic meeting means online conference. You can do meeting through online. You can have any number of people through online, and you can get the suggestions for that. So this is with respect to ways to improve the group decision making. So with this, we will stop, and we will continue our session by 2 o'clock. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you, 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 sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, thank you. என்ன சொல்லுச்சு?